What if I told you that inside you right now, a giant is sleeping? Energy, strength, vitality that has been waiting for the perfect moment to wake up. Imagine for a moment that age is not a padlock but a key that opens doors to abilities you never thought you had. Today, we're going to discover that secret together. We're going to shake off the cobwebs of I can't, 60, 70, 80 are just numbers on a piece of paper. You write the real story with every movement, with every beat of your heart. Get ready, because what you're about to read could change the way you see yourself in the mirror forever. Most of us have heard the same broken record over and over again. You're not up for that anymore. Be careful, you'll hurt yourself. At your age, it's better to walk slowly. Today, we're going to break those chains with the power of truth and science. What if your body, after decades of experiences, was wiser and stronger than you ever imagined? The adventure of your life is waiting for you. The biggest and most harmful myth about getting older is the idea that we become fragile. We've been told that once we hit 60, our bodies turn into a house of cards. One little puff of wind, one wrong move, and everything falls apart. This belief stops us in our tracks. It makes us afraid of intense exercise, like it's some deadly enemy. We think about lifting weights and we picture a back injury. We think about running, and a dangerous fall pops into our heads. This fear is the real wall, not our age. It's a glass wall. It looks solid, but with a little push of courage and knowledge, it shatters into a million pieces. It feels like society is working together to make us believe this idea. Ads show older people just sitting on a couch. Well-meaning family members tell us to take it easy. But what does take it easy really mean? For many, it means giving up. It means accepting that our energy, our strength, and our quickness are all things of the past. It's time to question this story and start writing a new one, full of movement and power. Now here's the part that's going to blow your mind. Get ready to have the perfect comeback next time someone tells you to be careful. Very recent scientific studies have really looked into this idea. And guess what they found? It's totally false. A fascinating study, published in a sports medicine journal, compared master athletes over 40, 50, and even 60 years old who trained with high intensity with young athletes in their 20s. The goal was to see who suffered more muscle injuries. They followed these two groups through an entire season of training and competitions. They measured every pull, every muscle knot, every little ache. When they looked at the data, they found there was no big difference in the rate of muscle injuries between the older group and the younger group. Show graphic. Muscle injury risk. Young, 20 to 30, versus older, 60 plus, equal bars. A 65-year-old person doing CrossFit or lifting heavy weights with supervision doesn't have a higher risk of getting a muscle tear than a 25-year-old. This completely knocks down the main reason for fear. So what's the secret then? The key isn't your age, but how you gradually increase your training and use proper form. An older person's body is incredibly smart. Science has given us the green light. The question now is, what are you going to do with this freedom? Okay, Sergio, you might be thinking, maybe I won't get injured, but it'll surely take me weeks to recover. My whole body will ache, and I won't even be able to move. This is the second big myth we're going to bust today. The idea that muscle recovery after intense effort is a slow and painful process for older people is another false belief. Science comes to our rescue with amazing news. Your body's ability to repair and rebuild itself is much more efficient than you've been led to believe. Researchers at Humboldt University conducted a revealing experiment. They took a group of older men, around 68 years old, and a group of young men, around 24 years old. Both groups did a very intense strength training session, designed to cause the typical post-exercise muscle soreness. Then they measured markers of muscle damage and recovery, like inflammation and protein synthesis over the following days. The results, published in Frontiers in Physiology, left everyone speechless. Against all odds, the muscle recovery process was practically identical in both groups. Yes, identical. The levels of inflammation, the time it took for the pain to disappear, and the speed at which muscles repaired and grew were astonishingly similar. This means that at 60 or 70, your body has the same biological machinery for recovery as it does at 20. Statistics and studies are powerful, but nothing inspires us more than real-life stories. Stories of people just like you and me who decided to challenge expectations and rewrite their own script. Let me introduce you to Ernestine Shepherd. If you don't know her, look up her name right now. Ernestine started exercising at 56 years old. Today, at over 80, she is recognized as the world's oldest female bodybuilder. Her motto is determination, dedication, discipline. She didn't see age as an endpoint, but as a starting line for a new and exciting race. Her story screams to us that it's never too late to sculpt the best version of ourselves. Or let's think about Don Felipe, a 72-year-old man from my neighborhood who, after retiring and feeling like life was slipping away on the couch, decided to join a CrossFit gym. At first, his children were terrified. "Dad, you're going to kill yourself in there," they told him. Don Felipe started by lifting a simple broomstick to practice his technique. Today, 3 years later, he lifts weights that many young people would envy, runs, jumps, and has an infectious energy. His greatest achievement, he says, isn't the weight he lifts, but proving to his family and himself that life doesn't end with retirement. In ancient stories, alchemists were magicians who sought to turn lead into gold. They dreamed of finding the philosopher's stone, a mythical substance that could grant eternal life. Today, I want to reveal to you that an alchemist lives inside each of us, a powerful being who doesn't need magic or mystical potions. This inner alchemist has the real and tangible ability to transform the years, which many see as lead, heavy, gray, limiting, into pure gold, energy, vitality, strength, joy. And the philosopher's stone of this modern alchemist is none other than intense and mindful exercise. Every time you choose to move your body, you are practicing this sacred alchemy. When you lift a weight, you're not just lifting iron, you're transforming potential weakness into real strength. When you get your heart pumping on a run or in a dance class, you're not just burning calories, you're turning apathy into passion and vigor. Sweat isn't just water and salt. It's the impurities of fear and doubt leaving your body. Every deep breath is an elixir that oxygenates your cells and rejuvenates your spirit. Starting a personal revolution sounds great, and sometimes a little scary. But like any big adventure, it begins with a single step, a small, manageable one. The most important thing is to let go of the all-or-nothing mindset. You don't need to sign up for a triathlon tomorrow. The first step is simply deciding, saying out loud, "Today I'm going to do something for my body and my energy." That commitment to yourself is the most revolutionary act. Once you've made the decision, the path starts to light up. Smart progress and actively listening to your body. Be honest, where are you starting from? If you haven't been active for years, walk 30 minutes at a brisk pace, add small hills, speed up your pace between 2 lampposts. This is interval training. It's already intense exercise. If you already have a base, book a session with a personal trainer. Let them teach you the correct technique. Squats, start with a chair, wall push-ups, rows with resistance bands. Variety is your best friend. Don't stick to just one activity. Try new things. Yoga, salsa, weightlifting. Start today. We've talked a lot about the body, about muscles, about science, but there's one muscle we often forget to train, and that is, without a doubt, the most important of all, the mind. Visual. A silhouette of a human head with, instead of a brain, a strong, flexed muscle. You can have the most prepared body in the world, but if your mind is full of doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs, you'll never reach your true potential. The battle against being inactive and not caring is first won on the battlefield of your thoughts. Every time you tell yourself, "I can't," "I'm too old for this," "I'm going to get hurt," you're doing a repetition of a negative exercise that weakens your will. The first step to training your mind is to become the guardian of your thoughts. Pay attention to that inner talk. When you catch that little negative voice trying to sabotage you, stop it. Don't fight it. Simply acknowledge it and consciously change it to a positive thought. Instead of, "I can't lift that," try, "What if I try it with a lighter weight?" Instead of, "I'm too tired," tell yourself, "I'm going to move for 5 minutes and see how I feel." We've reached the end of this journey of words, but it's just the beginning of your own adventure. Today, we've broken down the glass walls of fear together. Today can be day 1 of your new life. The day you decided to stop being a spectator, to become the main character in your own story of vitality. Get up, go out, and claim the vibrant life you deserve. The adventure of your life is waiting for you. Are you going to answer the call? Subscribe to the channel for more content like this.